All right. Hello, everyone. We look forward to welcoming your chapter to the 33rd Annual Phi Alpha Delta Pre-Law Conference. I am so thankful all of you are here to answer your questions and get clarification on how you can attend pre-law conference and what financing options we have available. Just as a reminder, this presentation is being recorded and it will be posted to our YouTube channel later. My name is Katie Gibbs. As you can see here, I am the Director of Operations and Membership here at Phi Alpha Delta. You guys may know me as a Director of Membership. I might have sent you guys your certificates and pins, maybe a membership roster, or talked you through your membership transition. This fall semester, I am taking on chapter operations. So if there's anything that you guys need from Phi Alpha Delta, I will probably be your main contact and I am happy to help. I have been working with Phi Alpha Delta for about 10 years, so I can talk about this stuff forever. If you guys have questions, feel free to interrupt me, raise your hand, ask a question in the chat. This is really your time, and I have a presentation that I think is going to answer a lot of your questions, but I definitely want to hear from you. As you guys know, there's a hurricane going down around Florida and Georgia. Florida is usually very well represented at PAD Pre-Law Conference. So I just want you to all know that we are thinking of you and we hope you all stay safe and have minimal damage. If there's anything we can do to assist with you guys, please do not hesitate to reach out. So a quick introduction, the Phi Alpha Delta Pre-Law Conference also includes a mock trial competition as well as a law school expo. This conference is an educational and leadership opportunity where you as pre-law members can meet with PAD law school representatives, colleges and universities throughout the United States, and vendors, including LSAT prep and financing your legal education. This conference is taking place October 25th through the 28th at the Hilton Alexandria Mark Center, which is in Alexandria, Virginia, which is really right outside of Washington, D.C. This event is held annually, and it features guest speakers, workshops, leadership training, and panels that provide invaluable fraternal networking and professional growth. Our programming focuses on topics that educate members on leadership development, preparing for law school, and other law-related topics and issues. To prepare our members for leadership opportunities, we do everything through the lens of diversity, equity, inclusion, accessibility, and belonging. One of the biggest things that I always hear about pre-law conference is that you want time to sightsee around Washington, D.C. and visit some of the local law schools, and we do build in time for that. So before this presentation began, I did see a few hands raised. Before I kick off this presentation, is there a burning question that you want answered? Zaria, did I say that correctly? I saw your hand first.
Zaria.
Zaria, thank you.
Yes, I'm from the North Carolina Central University chapter, and I just wanted to ask if you'll be going over what sessions will be offered during the conference, like what workshops and things like that.
That information has not been released yet.
Okay.
I will say our keynote speaker has been announced. That is Dr. Artika Tyner. If any of you are on social media, she's very active and she's a very interesting person. I was going to talk about that a little bit later in my presentation. Here we are. So Dr. Artika Tyner is our keynote speaker. She is going to be presenting on the inclusive leader, key leadership strategies for taking intentional action. If you visit the pre-law conference website and go under to the Law Expo, there is a sneak peek at some law schools and vendors that are going to be there. Some of the vendors are also the people that present on topics for our workshops.
Okay, thank you so
Tamika,
much.
you're welcome. And you know what? I really appreciate you introducing yourself with your school as well.
No problem.
I love hearing where everybody's from. I think it was Tamika in the chat said, how is the fee waiver recipient decided? So
that was actually my question. That was my question. I didn't know if you'd seen it, and I know it was prior to everyone coming in. I am from the Fort Valley State University chapter. So
All
good afternoon,
right.
everyone. And yes, that was my question. How is the fee waiver recipient decided?
All right. So each active pre-law chapter gets one fee waiver per chapter. That is usually decided by your chapter officers. So I would check in with your chapter officers to find out if that student has been decided and to let them know that you would like to be in the running for that. I Yes, and then your officers can email us and let us know who's going to use the fee waiver.
Outstanding. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I don't see any other hands raised right now, so I am going to move on to our next slide. Get out your calendars, everybody, because this is the wrong presentation. Please hold, everyone. All right, if anybody has questions, feel free to ask them. While I look this, I'm going to throw up a poll. Have you attended pre-law conference before? Can you guys see the poll?
Yes, we can see it.
Can you vote in it?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Well, if you
Yeah,
guys can
I
vote in
did.
that poll, well, I am getting the correct presentation open. I sure do appreciate it.
Hi, Katie. This is Tracy Armani I'm an auxiliary member from the Washington, D.C., Maryland metro area.
Hey,
And
Tracy, welcome.
yes, I just want to know how can I help to be on site and help with volunteering? Um, yeah. How can I assist during the conference to assist?
Okay. Maybe me and you can talk outside of this call because I think that's kind
Okay.
of like a special thing.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for checking in. All right. So does everybody see the pre-law conference planning session as my slides now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for bearing with me through these technical difficulties. All right. So the poll question was, have you attended the PAD pre-law conference before? 88% of you, no, this is your first time. So please know that a lot of you guys are in the same boat. All right. Okay, so now you can really get your calendars out if you're ready. We're going to talk about the deadlines and the fees. So these deadlines, I am sharing them with you because yes, deadlines are important, but all of these deadlines are important to help you guys save money. We know one of the biggest barriers to coming to pre-law conference is the cost, and we really are working hard to make sure that we can make this attainable for everyone. The first one is the big one, September 17th. That's coming up so soon. That is the deadline to apply for a pre-law conference attendance grant. The attendance grants are worth $500, and that can be used towards your registration fee. That can be used towards your travel costs, your hotel reservation cost. Really, it's what you need that $500 for to get you to the conference. There is a limited amount of grants available, but anybody that is a current pre-law student at a good standing at your school is welcome to apply for these grants. So I would say highlight that on your calendar, September 17th. That is the deadline to apply for the pre-law conference grant. We already have a lot of applications, so if you have any interest in that, I very much encourage you to fill it out. It is a simple form on our website, including attaching an essay. The next big deadline that you need to keep in mind, September 27th, we are going to be raising the registration rate for members. We had an early bird price throughout the summer. The price is now $299. After September 27th, it's going to be $349 per member. So if you have any interest in attending the conference, fill out the pre-law conference registration form now. You can register for the conference without paying at the time of registration. If you register for the conference today, you are going to be locking in that $299 rate. If you register for the conference after September 27th, your price is going to be $349. Do I have any questions about the grant or the fee increase deadlines? Go ahead, Paige, and please introduce your name and school.
Hi, my name is Paige Clear. I'm from the Hofstra University chapter. And my
Welcome.
question was just in regard to if one of the members, I know there's like a fee waiver, would that be marked on the application or how would that be recognized?
Yes, you will choose when you register for the conference, one of the questions is how are you planning to pay for your registration fee? So I believe it's a drop down, and one of the options is I will be using the fee waiver for my chapter. And we will go through and make sure that there's not like multiple fee waivers being used at the same chapter.
All right, excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, next big deadline is October 4th. October 4th is the deadline for a lot of things. The first one is it's the deadline to book a hotel room in our conference room block. So like I said, I want to save you guys money. If you guys, we have negotiated a rate of $175 per night at the hotel. This $175 rate is only able to be used up until October 4th. After October 4th, you will not be able to reserve your room at that special rate. It's also important that you guys book your hotel room before October 4th because it's possible that the hotel may sell out depending on what events are going on in the area that weekend. I know it's pretty close to Halloween, so hotels can sell out, and we have reserved rooms, but those rooms are only reserved through October 4th. So September 27th, make sure you're registered by then. Make sure you get your hotel by October 4th. I see a hand raised. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I think you're actually about to address it, but I was on the registration page. And I know you said we can register for the conference and pay later. Can we register for mock trial and pay later as well?
I am not certain on that. I am not the mock trial person. Mock trial is kind of its own beast. Emily at pad.org, she is the one in charge of mock trial. If you have any questions about mock trial, I really encourage you to email her. At the end of today's presentation, I'm going to check in with her and see if she's available to hop on this call. She is in meetings today, so I'm not sure, but if she is available, I will have her hop on at the end of this presentation to talk about mock trial. If not, you can always email her, Emily at pad.org. Great question, though. I wish I had the answer. Moving on, October 4th is also the deadline to receive a refund for your conference registration fees. That includes if you signed up for a payment plan, if you are no longer able to attend the conference, we can only offer refunds up until October 4th. After that, they cannot be refunded. As you said, October 4th is also the deadline to register for your mock trial team. Mock trial allows up to 12 teams, so that deadline may come sooner. So the registration for a mock trial will remain open until October 4th or until all 12 team slots have been filled. So it's whichever one comes first. Either there's 12 teams registered or we reach October 4th. And then October 25th, that is the official start date of the conference. That is the final deadline to register for the conference. So if anybody wants to come last minute, they certainly can, but they will be paying that $349 registration rate if they are a member. So I think I've already mentioned this a few times. The regular rate, June 1st through September 26th, is a $2.99 per student member. If we have any auxiliary members on here, auxiliary members can also register at the membership rate. The non-member rate is $450. So if you do those calculations, it's actually cheaper for you to join Phi Alpha Delta as a member and then pay the member rate, then register as a non-member. Registering as a non-member is more expensive. Then the rate from September 27th through October 25th for members is $349. If we have any faculty member here, or you guys have a faculty advisor at your chapter, it is free for them to attend. That means their registration fee is waived, but we do still expect them to complete the registration form so we know to expect them. Our faculty are great resources for our chapters, and they probably provide you all a lot of assistance. So this is a thank you to them for being able to provide your chapters with the resources that they have. Before I move on to the next slide, do we have any questions about deadlines or fees?
Yes, I have a question.
Go for it.
This is Isabel from the UCF chapter. To apply for the grant, do you have to be an active member? So in other words, can interested members still apply for the grant, or do they have to be like active members initiated, everything like that?
Great question. To apply for the grant, you have to be a member. We consider a member anyone that has filled out the membership application and paid their initiation fee. We certainly understand that not every chapter will hold an initiation ceremony before the conference.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Great question. All right, moving on to the next slide. What do you get when you register? So you guys are going to be paying this registration fee to attend the conference. What are you getting? I would say the most tangible thing that you get, I always like to say membership pays for itself. I want to say your conference registration fee is going to pay for itself. Law school application fees can cost up to $85 per school just to apply. Last year, 60% of the law schools that attended our expo also offered law school application fee waivers. So I would say that's one of the most tangible things that come into pre-law conference, that you might get your conference registration fee covered just by the savings that you're going to get with your law school application waivers. Do I have a question? Tracy, I'm going to mute you. Feel free to unmute if you have a question. Each year, we expect that every active pre-law chapter is represented at the pre-law conference by sending at least one member. And it's like, why do we want you to attend? We want you to attend because you are going to get things out of this. And in addition to the law school application waivers, you can see here, we're going to have LSAT prep companies there. Not only are they going to be doing workshops and giving you study strategies, a lot of them are going to be doing giveaways, freebies, and those freebies can be used with your chapter. You can raffle them off. You can use them as part of your point system. I see a question here. Do we have any ideas of what schools will be in attendance? Yes. If you go to pad.org and find our pre-law conference page, we do have a sneak peek of what law schools we are expecting. We are updating that all the time. So what you see now is not the complete list. And I would say we usually have about 100 law schools in attendance. So you are also going to be getting education, career guidance. You're going to get to experience Arlington, exploring Washington, D.C. I love seeing the pictures that our PAD chapters post exploring D.C. And the big one that I think really matters with pre-law conference is this is your opportunity to network, not just with students like you, officers like you, but we're also going to have legal professionals there. There's going to be practicing attorneys, admissions officers, and prominent PAD leaders. So some of the people that you meet there are the people that lead the fraternity. Some of these admission officers, some of these people that are tabling at our law school expo, these are the people that make the admissions decisions. So it's really nice to be able to get that face-to-face time, have them learn your name, get a little bit of your personality in person. That is invaluable on your law school journey. Like I said, this is your chance to network with other pre-law students and officers. You guys can exchange ideas and advice with your other officers. I love hearing what works at chapters so that I can share that information with others. Your registration is also going to include some pad swag. We usually have a t-shirt and some other fun things, as well as our partner discounts and materials. You're going to get a behind the scenes look at law school admissions. So one of the presentations is we're going to go through some admissions packets, and the law school deans are going to talk about what they're looking for. A question that I always get asked is, what meals do we get covered? So Thursday is check-in day. Thursday evening, I'll talk about this more next time. You can see the meals that we have here. We have a light dinner on Thursday. We have breakfast and lunch Friday and Saturday. And then we're going to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Saturday. So most of your meals are covered under that registration fee that you're paying. There's not a ton more meals that you're going to have to pay for out of pocket. Do we have any questions about what you get when you register? This is really a great opportunity for you all to build your fraternal and professional bonds that could last a lifetime. And all these things that you're getting at the pre-law conference, it is our hope that you're going to pass what you learn and what you may receive onto the rest of your chapter, which is why we expect at least one representative so that each chapter can have the same access to these benefits. All right, here we can see our agenda. I hear from a lot of students like they don't want to miss that many classes. If you are not competing in mock trial, you do not need to arrive until Thursday evening. Our presentations take place Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday is checkout. So the only classes that you may need to miss are going to be those Thursday evening or any Friday classes, unless you're competing in mock trial. Mock trial teams, I have a little schedule for them down here in the blue, because mock trial takes place during the conference. So if you're competing in mock trial, your schedule is going to be a little bit more packed. So mock trial teams should plan to arrive on Wednesday, October 25th, and they're going to begin competing on Thursday, the 26th. If you are not competing in mock trial, you do not have to be there until Thursday. Okay. All right, so let's dive into this agenda a little bit. This is a tentative agenda. It's subject to change. We've already moved things around a little bit. The mock trial rounds will be released in October once we have all of our teams set up. But on Wednesday, October 25th, in that evening, 7:30 to 8:30, that's the mock trial captain's meeting. The whole team does not have to be at the captain's meeting, but there does need to be at least one representative. Thursday, October 26th, that's when the majority of you are going to be traveling in to DC or Arlington. Hotel check-in begins at 4 o'clock. You can begin checking in for the conference at 3 o'clock. We are going to have our registration check-in table open from 3 to 6. And after that, from 6:30 to 8 is the purple and gold welcome party. The purple and gold welcome party is your chance to network. This is one of the social events that you have. It's just where you all get to meet each other, talk about where you're from. We are going to be having tacos at the purple and gold party. And then on Friday, breakfast is served from 8:30 to 9:30, very prompt. Then we're going to begin our general sessions. Friday is a big day because that's our law school expo day. So after you have our general session, we're going to go right into our law expo. That's where the law schools are going to be tabling, and you can meet with the admissions representatives. And after that is lunch. New this year, which I'm really excited to announce, you guys are probably like the first ones to know, we are going to have select law school admissions officers available at lunch to sit and chat with some of our members. So if there's some law schools that you're really interested in, maybe their admissions officers are also going to be joining us for lunch. So more time for you to network with them and get your questions answered. After that, we will have another general session and then some workshops. If you are competing in mock trial, you do have a round that evening. Otherwise, you guys are free at 4 o'clock on Friday to go explore DC, Arlington, wherever you would like to go. On Saturday, we're doing breakfast again, 8:30, 9:30. We'll do general session, workshops, our keynote address that I mentioned earlier with Dr. Artika Tyner. Then we're going to have lunch, a few more workshops, and then you guys are free again from 2:15 until 7. You guys are free to go explore. And then we have our awards, banquet, and dinner from 7 to 9:30. So as you guys can see here, I talked about meals a little bit, but I know food is important. So you guys are going to have the taco bar on Thursday. On Friday, you have breakfast and lunch provided by us. You guys can go out and have dinner wherever you would like. And then breakfast, lunch, and dinner is available on Saturday. If you are competing in mock trial, like I said, your schedule is a little bit different. Do I have any questions about the agenda? I hope this is helpful. I'm a very visual person, so I needed to lay it out the way that it made sense to me. Any questions about the agenda? Go ahead and raise your hand or ask a question. All right.
Hi,
The
Katie.
next, go ahead.
Really quickly, my name is Danielis. I'm from the Puerto Rico chapter.
Hello.
Hi, I just had a quick question. Just to make sure like I'm aligned with what you're saying. On Wednesday, we are planning to travel on Wednesday just because we have like a longer travel day.
Yeah, sure.
If we're not competing in mock trial, are we allowed to check in on Wednesday rather than Thursday?
You can check in with the hotel,
Okay.
but we will not have like the conference registration ready
Okay.
until Thursday. But
Okay,
you
yeah.
can certainly check into the hotel early.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. Thank you.
Good question. All right, I'm not hearing much more. So I'm going to move on to our next slide, which is the next big question that I feel like I'm always answering is what do I wear? All right. So Thursday, we understand a lot of you guys are traveling. You may have just landed on your plane, train, automobile, whatever it is. So the conference check-in is very casual. You can wear whatever you were wearing when you were traveling. I have a picture of one of our members here. He had a cool pad sweatshirt and he was just picking up his registration bag and swag. Later Thursday evening is the purple and gold party. We very much encourage everyone to wear purple and gold, but as you can see, it can be as easy as just a t-shirt and some pants, or you can have more fun with it. It's really however you're comfortable dressing. The purple and gold party is just a very casual event for you all to get to know each other. So Friday, I always say save your best outfit for Friday because that is our law school expo day. And that's when you're going to be meeting with the admissions officers. So I say Friday, that's like your best suit day, your most business professional outfit. Really, that's your day to show out. And then on Saturday, you can go a little bit more business casual. We still expect you all to be presenting yourself professionally, but you can definitely go a little bit more business casual than business professional. The awards banquet, I know some of our attendees are going to be coming straight from mock trial. Other people are going to be dressing in like cocktail attire or more formal wear. So it's what you're comfortable with, but I would say the picture that I presented here is a pretty good summary of what most people are wearing. Do anyone fashionistas have any questions about what to wear or what to pack?
I'm sorry. Yes, because I love clothes.
Great. Me
I
too.
can't really see the awards banquet pictures so much. So you did say cocktail or rather dinner dressy wear for that. Is there any colors on Friday that we should not wear? I know that, you know, business suits and even court attire is becoming a little bit more vibrant in their colors, but should we stick with the basic black, navy, gray, or is it okay to add a splash of color?
You can definitely have a splash of color. You can definitely show personality. I would just say if you have a more business casual and more business professional, go more professional Friday. But color, I think that's kind of going out the door a little bit. I think you can have fun with it.
It really is, and I love that.
Me too. Any other questions about your packing list or what to wear? Okay. All right. The next thing that we're going to talk about is the hotel. We are staying at the Hilton Alexandria Mark Center. All sessions, all of our events are taking place within this hotel. So the hotel where you guys are staying for the night is the same hotel where all of our sessions will be taking place. As I mentioned earlier, we have secured a discounted rate of $175 a night for the pre-law conference. This is for single king and double queen rooms. So you can have up to 2 queen bedrooms in a room, and you guys can have up to 4 people per room. To reserve at the $175 a night price, you do have to book by October 4th. The next thing I think is important about the hotel is that there is not an airport shuttle. And if you guys are booking your flights, you're going to see that there's multiple airports around Washington, D.C. So there's the Washington National Airport, Washington Dulles International Airport, and Baltimore Washington International. If you're flying in, I'm really going to urge you to use Washington National Airport. It's also known as Reagan National. And when you're looking up your flights, the code is DCA. I think you guys should do Reagan National, Washington National, because it's only 4 miles from the hotel. So I know you guys might have to get an Uber or Lyft or whatever from the airport to the hotel. Washington National, Reagan National is only 4 miles away. I definitely want you guys to look over these check-in procedures so that you have a smooth check-in process. Some hotels have the minimum age to check in as 21. This hotel will allow you to check in at 18. When you check in, you have to present a government ID and a credit card. The credit card name has to match the government ID and the room reservation name. So, whoever is reserving the room needs to reserve it with their credit card. Like, you can't use your parents' credit card. That is not going to work. And there will be a temporary hold placed on that card for incidentals, which is going to get reversed at checkout. Really important to keep that in mind, because I know sometimes that incidentals charge is kind of scary, but it will come off at the end of your stay. I see a question.
Hi, it's Zaria again from the North Carolina Central University chapter. So I am not 18. So should I put the hotel room under my parents' name?
You are going to have to stay with somebody who is 18.
Yeah, my parents are probably coming with me. So
Okay, well then that won't be a problem.
okay. So now I know that they have to come with me. Thank you.
Sure. Or I mean, unless you have somebody from your chapter come and you guys share a room. I would say roommates are pretty typical at the conference.
Yes.
For anyone that's leaving, this is being recorded. We're going to be posting it to YouTube. The slides will be available, and all of this information is available on the PAD website.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Do you have another? I see another hand up.
I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm just full of questions.
I love questions.
So if we don't book through the reservation link, for instance, if we can get like maybe a cheaper rate, is there any way that we can let them know when we book that we are with the conference?
I'm sure you can put that into your reservation.
Okay, so if I just like put it in my notes, and then maybe call ahead and let them know.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
that's
Thank you
fine.
so much.
What is going to be the main source of transportation from Alexandria into the city? For example, like, is there a metro station near the hotel, or would you recommend Ubering like back into DC?
Believe there is a metro station close. And if not, you can probably Uber or Lyft to a closer metro station. That's probably going to be your most affordable option. We usually provide a metro map. So I'll double check that for you. Very good question. The other part with this is the hotel does have several dining options. Of course, there's room service. They have a grab and go market that has like snacks and coffee. There's also a restaurant within the hotel called Finn and Porter. And there's also a sushi bar. So if you're not able to leave the hotel, you definitely have options for those meals that are not covered through your conference registration. I don't know if you guys see on this picture, but there is a pool. They're renovating it right now. So I'm not sure if that's going to be open for the conference or not, but might as well throw in a swimsuit just in case. Any other questions about the hotel? All right, this next slide, I'm sure it's the one everyone's been waiting for, financial planning for the conference. I think we touched on a lot of this stuff already, but let's just go through it again. Each year, every active pre-law chapter is expected to be represented at the pre-law conference. We want the conference to be accessible, and we have created these resources so that attendance is attainable with proper planning. So I feel like I've mentioned this many times. There is one registration fee waiver per active chapter. So at least one student from each chapter is able to register to attend the conference without paying the registration fee. It is up to your chapter and your chapter officers to decide who gets to use that fee waiver. You can let us know as part of your registration if you're using the fee waiver, and you can also email us. We have multiple $500 grants available. Anybody can apply for them. Multiple people from the same chapter can apply for them. The application is open. There are a limited amount of these grants. We don't have 1 million to give away, but there are $500 grants available. Remember, these are due by September 17th. We have already received a lot of grant applications, so I definitely suggest that you continue to apply for these $500 grants. Recipients of the grants should expect to be notified by the end of September. Like I said before, the grant is $500. It can be used towards your pre-law conference registration fee. It can be used as a reimbursement for travel expenses for the hotel. The grants are not transferable or otherwise redeemable, and they can only be used for this year's conference. So if it turns out that you can't attend the conference, it cannot roll over into the next year. To apply for the grants, you just have to complete a form, including a typed essay. The essays should be no more than 2 pages, and be sure to include your name and chapter as a header. Grant applications are due September 17th. If you have any questions about the grant application or need assistance, we are more than happy to help. But the essay prompt for these $500 grants is: Phi Alpha Delta embodies and operates on our 7 core values: integrity, courage, service, compassion, innovation, diversity, and professionalism. And in your essay, please explain what being a member of Phi Alpha Delta means to you and how you have exemplified one of these core values and what attending pre-law conference would mean to you. So those are our grants. You fill out a form, you complete an essay. The other options that we have available for you is payment plans. So you can cut the registration form into monthly payments. You can either pay half the registration fee now and half the next month. We can split it into 4 monthly payments. If you need something more customized than that, I can definitely work with you. But when you fill out the payment plan, that means that you agree to pay the full payment obligation for your registration fee. And again, after October 4th, there are no refunds. We do have some resources for you. If you see here, this is a sample budget. This is what you guys can use to plan to see how much money you need to attend the conference. We have a fundraising guide available for you, as well as a sample funding letter and this budget to really help you have the resources you need so that you can plan for covering the finances of coming to the pre-law conference. Do we have any questions about these options? I'm really glad that you guys continue to ask your questions throughout the presentation, and I hope that they were answered. All right, this last slide is what the resources that we have. These are important links to help you guys plan for your attendance and help you budget. We have the planning guide, which answers a lot of the questions that we went through today. We have our fundraising guide, which is like best practices for fundraising within your chapter. We have the link here for the hotel reservation. That is the discounted rate and part of our room block, our grant application, and the registration fee payment plan. If you guys have any questions, I'm Katie. I can be emailed katie@pad.org. I can help you with pre-law conference. Any questions that you have, it's really my pleasure to help. Unless you have questions about mock trial, then you're going to have to reach out to Emily. If you're not sure who to reach out to, you can always reach out to prelaw@pad.org. This is the end of my presentation. Like I said, it will be posted to YouTube. Do we have any more questions at this time? Is there anything that we didn't cover that you were hoping we were going to talk about?
Hi there. Yes, I do have a question.
Hi, Kurt.
Hi, Miss Gibbs, and I'm the incoming secretary for UCF's Phi Alpha Delta chapter.
Thanks for being here today.
You're welcome. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm okay down here in Florida. Okay. If we apply for this grant for this year's conference and we get it, does that mean we can't get it for next year's conference?
No.
Okay. I know that might sound silly, but
no, that's a great
I just
question.
wanted to double check.
No, if you get it for this conference, it does not mean that you are disqualified for next year. There's no promises that we're going to have grants available next year. It's always based on the funding that we have available.
Yeah.
But if they are available, you will be able to apply again.
Awesome.